So I have the opposition side. If the government passed a law mandating that college was free for everyone, then I believe it'd be more of a hindrance to the people than a benefit. So there are a lot of positives and negatives to free education, such as student loan debt, the value of education, and opportunity for higher education for everyone. If the students aren't paying for their own education, then the money has to come from somewhere. College fees have to be paid by taxes. So the common citizen will be forced to pay higher taxes for other people. According to Dr. Stephen Grayson, the very students who think this will give them such a great opportunity today will be the ones left holding the bag as taxpayers to sustain in the future, when it becomes massive more expensive than it would be even now. So if you're not paying for your college now, you're paying, other people are paying for you. Then when you go into the workforce, you're going to be paying for other students' colleges, and with inflation, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be substantially higher. The other portion of the money to pay colleges comes from the government after taxes have been taken. According to Andrew Kelly from the National Review, states, rules that dictate how public colleges may spend their money will further constrain colleges' ability to innovate and adapt. So the more money that the government provides for the colleges, the more that they're able to control, implement rules, and regulate the way that colleges run. So this will overall result in the quality of colleges to go down because there's less money for improvements such as like food and dorms and sporting facilities for students. Teachers will also be paid less because of the lack of money that can go towards all the teachers across the board, which will result in the quality of education diminishing overall because less teachers are there. Also, it can discourage high school students to want to try harder. Kevin Carey said, making college attendance a no-stakes affair, pay nothing, come as you are, may discourage the kind of sustained focus and engagement with academic institutions that lead to characterize successful students. It might discourage students not to try as hard if it's easier and accessible. Next, if it's given to the students free, then students might not value their education as much, which causes them to be more entitled, which leads to the devaluation of education. Many students who don't pay for their own college or earn it in some way don't learn how the real world works. Life doesn't hand you things. Another quote from Dr. Stephen Grayson, it won't exactly help the new generation of young adults to become mature men and women or well-formed citizens who inevitably will face the realization that both individuals and nations can't pass their obligations onto others if they are to thrive. An even bigger factor that comes along with valuing their education is dropout rates. Students who don't pay for their education or earn it may not take school as seriously because they don't have an investment in it. Students who aren't paying for themselves tend to drop out more because they have nothing to lose. Not only does the value of education decrease, but more people get in because it's easier accessible, and the more likely that college will be necessary. Lastly, free college will equal the opportunity for more people to come in, but it might not necessarily be a good thing for more people to go to college. If college is free, the attendance will go up, which means the enrollment numbers will go up. A statement from Andrew Kelly. Another issue is unmet demand from the growing numbers of prospective students unable to find places at higher educational institution. More students equals less room and longer waiting lists. Another problem of free education being easily accessible is over-credentialism. So Stephen Grayson says, more people having easier access to higher education possesses a college degree while being a minimum requirement to enter more and more kinds of jobs, regardless of whether college training is truly needed or even relevant for them. This is a very real possibility. So the easier it is to obtain a college degree, the more likely in the future that it's going to be required for many types of jobs. We need people with all different types of skill sets, such as like carpenters and trashmen and factory workers. Those people don't need to go to college. We need all different types of people to make our world go around. Overall, free college is not free. It's paid by somebody. It's by the working people. Another negative is that education can be devalued and it leads to overqualifications. To conclude, education I believe education should be cheaper, but I don't think it should be free because it leads to a lot of problems in the future. Yep. So now we're going to have an open discussion.
Okay, so given both sides of the argument, is there one that you guys particularly agree with more than the other, and why? Anyone? Yeah.
I personally think that it's a bad idea for free college because one thing, especially with the point about how people are going to get the money, most of it's going to come from taxes that people are going to get their taxes raised, and especially a lot of parents are going to be too happy about all that raise in the taxes on having their taxes raised for the children to get free education, and a lot of them probably themselves pay it and then pay out of their own pocket for stuff like that.
Thank you. Yeah. Does anybody else have a?
I don't really know if I'm gonna agree with either side, but like, don't some countries already do free education? So like, do you know how that goes for them?
Some colleges, do you know the answer?
Sorry, it's
No,
it's a
that's
little-
okay. I
it's a
was
little-
just looking like within the U.S. I didn't really like think about the world, I guess, which is could have thought of that. But.
I've done a little bit of research on Finland has free education, or free throughout. Their tax rate, ours is about 23%, their tax rate is 50%.
Like, how do they feel about that?
It's
That I don't know.
Yeah, we're just kind of used to that, like, this is how we had it all the
Potentially,
time.
yeah, I mean, it's a much smaller country, so
Yeah.
maybe, part of that too. Katrina has a question or a comment.
Yes.
I agree with what they're getting free and people not actually paying, they're gonna take it serious. And I think the rate of dropout will increase.
Another point I also have is that if the government in particular starts handing out free college, they can then kind of use that as a way to kind of force what they want to be having taught on the people.
Right.
And not let them have their own say in how they teach their students.
Did you have something? Okay.
I feel like if it was like free, then like I don't know. I feel like you could like get forced to go to college, like by your parents, even though you don't want to. They'd be like, oh, it's just free, so just go ahead and go. And then they would just go and like not even try, and just yeah.
That's a good point. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next question. Do you?
Okay, do you think free college would make more people attend college? Kind of going off of your point, because it would be free. Do you think more people would attend, or do you think it would be the same rates with people? Yeah.
I think more people would attend because a lot of the reason people don't attend is because it's too expensive. So if it's free, why wouldn't you almost?
Right. Do you think the price of college should be lower? I know, like, especially here, like, being a private college, like, it is more, but do you think that if it was, like, it should be lower for all across the board, everybody, or anybody? You can just start talking.
Yeah, definitely if the college fees and all that. Just saying.
Yeah.
Definitely here, I think it should be as high because the major is something.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
So I feel like it's like it should be like this high because like I mean I feel like depending on what college you go to, like that would depend. Because if you go to community college, it's should be cheaper than Adrian, because it's private school.
Yeah.
I know Adrian's expensive, but if you think about this compared to a bigger university, like we have 30 people in our class, you'd be in a class with 600, 300, whatever, and not get that good of an education because we have one-on-one relationship with our professors, and that's what we're paying for.
Did you want to say something or?
Oh.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I saw you or not.
Yeah, I was gonna comment on, the fact that like, because there are different levels of college, like private versus public versus like a local college, I would say that they all need to be lower. My personal opinion is that like, community colleges should be free because they're like the lowest. And like, if you want to be able to go to college, you should be able to. But then, one thing that we haven't really touched base on is whose taxes are being raised. Because if it's everyone's, then like people literally will not be able to live in their houses. Like some people won't be able to live off having such a high tax rate. So I think that something to be thought about is who's being raised and like what they're paying for. Because some people can be pretty greedy with their money.
So I should have put that on the slideshow because I found infographic about who's being taxed, and so it goes from like the lower quartiles all the way up to the higher quartiles, and so the low classes are only paying just a smidgen of money because they can't afford, and then as it goes up it obviously increases, and the higher quartiles are paying the majority. They're paying like for 60% of our college, and I personally don't agree that the people who are working really hard and have earned their living should be paying more, like that much more. They should be paying a little bit more, but maybe not as drastic as it is right now.
Let's do one more question and finalize.
Okay, so pertaining to student loans, do you think we should be able to take out a certain amount, or do you think like just like a discussion I guess based on student loans, like yeah. I guess it's not a question, but no, you're good. Go ahead.
You mentioned earlier how certain jobs would have student loan forgiveness. So like what would constitute which occupations would have that student loan forgiveness? Because teachers like don't really get paid that much
Right.
as it is, so
Yeah.
if there's gonna be anyone who gets student loan forgiveness, it would be that.
No, I agree with that. But what I think in my quote I was reading, the article I was reading, I think it was some I want to say some healthcare things, and I know that's one you probably wouldn't think of, but I definitely agree. Teachers, that's one. Teachers, professors, anybody, that kind of thing should be forgiven. But I think like lower, not like doctors and everything, but I think definitely lower healthcare is what I was reading that are forgiven. So yeah.
I personally think that the thing with the student loans is that there should be some, most of them should have some sort of like forgiveness about them, because from everything I've seen through research and stuff like this, that I've heard that a lot of people get sacked for basically life of student loans and tuition fees, and they're going up in their 60s and 70s, and some of them still haven't gotten it all paid off yet. I think it's a bit ridiculous.
Couple quick things, just as a note. On the loan forgiveness, teachers do get loan forgiveness now. If you're teaching the arts and sciences, and you are working in a school system that is considered low income, it's like up to $5,000 a year that the government will pay off on your loans. If you are in science or math, they'll pay up to $17,000 for your loans. So the lesson in that is don't go into English, because my degree doesn't pay for anything. So, that's something to consider. As far as student loans go, I'm with you guys. They're overwhelming. And how much should you borrow? I have one going to college next year. He's going to a state school, not in Michigan. So it's out of state tuition. And the amount of money that the college is telling us that we can borrow is nauseating. I'm literally nauseated about how much he's contemplating borrowing per year and how long that will take him to pay it off. Yeah, he can live with us afterwards, but are there jobs in this area that he can get that will pay the loans off? I'll let him live with me for free, that's fine, but is he gonna have to work 10 years living with mom and